Everyone's waiting for Amazon. Meanwhile, the company under pressure to reveal more about its business and the source of its profits. Now, one of the reasons for this is Amazon has gained a reputation as an industry killer with a voracious appetite, and no industry is too big or too small, including selling live Christmas trees. With that in mind, many are saying something must be done to slow down this behemoth before Amazon puts too many companies out of business and too many people out of work. Bezos and company have already had massive impacts on several industries, including web printing, video conferencing, of course, groceries. On the day Whole Foods takeover was announced, the stocks in that area were rocked. United Foods down 26% that session. It's down a lot more ever since. In May of 2017, reports that Amazon was interested in being a major player in pharmaceutical. Well, that's since shares of Walgreens and CVS tumbling. They haven't recovered since. And rumors of Amazon entering package delivery were first reported in January of 2016, pressuring shares of FedEx and UPS. Now, both are higher since, but have significantly underperformed the market. So, should government intervene to stop Amazon, or is this just creative destruction at work and to benefit consumers, even if it means fewer jobs? Here now to discuss, Mercatus Center Senior Research Fellow Veronique DeRuggi. What do you think? Because Amazon, the more successful it becomes, the bigger target it becomes, Veronique.
Yes, that's exactly right. I mean, these fears about big companies becoming bigger, taking over every area of our lives, and then ultimately when they have achieved this massive power, becoming tyrannical to consumers is a perennial fear. Standard Oil, which basically the government broke out after it had already lost a third of its share in the market. NNP, groceries, which most people won't remember, was talked about as Amazon, Microsoft in the 90s. I mean, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, it's a target, and I really hope we're going to learn from the past. We're going to learn that as long as there's not a government-protected monopoly power, as long as Amazon is innovative, it's going to be okay. And I bet you, by the way, that maybe you and I were not going to see the end of Amazon in our adult life, but I can guarantee you that my children will be laughing at us talking about the threat of Amazon.
And to your point, though, in this current political environment and just judging, the way people feel, it seems like it is ripe, though. Amazon is the ripe target because,
of course,
yeah, there have been a lot of examples throughout history, but it feels like a unique company. It feels like not only is it the Sears of yesteryear, it's the A&P of yesteryear. It's almost every major behemoth that ever came before it under one roof. And a lot of people believe that's too much power.
Well, but a lot of people who've said that about a lot of companies before. This time is different, actually turns out never to be different. As Amazon become bigger and bigger, what happens is that they're going to have a harder time innovating. And if they can't continue pleasing consumers, because ultimately that's what companies are for, is to please consumers. Consumers aren't there to actually guarantee that inefficient companies stay in business. As long as they can continue doing this, they're going to stay in business. But as they grow, being innovative is going to be harder, and the next company can come in, as we've seen many, many times in the past, and win the day.
It's interesting because, listen, there's no industry, I don't think. I mean, when they went after live Christmas trees this last Christmas, I said, that's it. They want everything. But they are spending a lot of money now. All of these Silicon Valley giants in D.C. on lobbying and things like that. Is that going to be a necessary thing for them to at least stave off the urge for Washington, D.C. and others to go after them?
Well, they are going to have to be certainly careful, because, I mean, the attacks is systematically, you see it when there's this fear about a company becoming too big, people turn to the government to address this problem. And then that creates a lot of problem. And people tend to overlook the fact that Amazon is not just a big company doing everything itself. It has actually found a way where it's integrating a lot of other companies, allowing them to sell on its platform.
Right.
It's not just it's not doing it all itself.
Sure.
It's actually, providing a lot of services for much smaller companies.
Yeah,
but they are going to be careful.
I was just going to say, the most recent example of that, South Carolina, Mercedes is now manufacturing all of those great vans in South Carolina. They've expanded the factory. They're hiring hundreds of people just to meet Amazon demand. Veronique, I love having these conversations with you. Thank you very much.
Me too.